So this is kind of where I left off in the last video. I ran out of time, didn't realize it, but basically we kind of went into this um, icon area of this S here, and we actually were looking, make sure you come down to free. You can go through blocks and see, which blocks you want. You can actually continue to search even better, even more, I should say, light or dark. You can filter by color. You can actually look up like about, sections, team, well, actually they're blocks, team blocks, testimonial blocks, hero blocks, call to action. So maybe services might be, or portfolio might be a good one to look into. And just kind of, you could always just borrow from these other sites that you see here, and bring those in, and then just kind of edit them to match your site a little bit more, and add in your own work and that kind of thing. So that's one way of doing that. The services might be also another thing that you could potentially use for your portfolio. There's a few more options here. This one's kind of nice, like, so we could click on this and kind of preview it. So this one's kind of nice because it has like this box here that has this line, and it's kind of floating over the image. It has this button here. Obviously you could take the button off if you didn't need that, but this might be something that you could import as well into your page and customize from here just by clicking in here and going through each element. And then obviously if you don't need this, you could just control click on a Mac or right click on a PC and just push delete. And click on this if you want to update the image. You can change the size, that kind of thing. You can add in captions if you wanted to, or links potentially. So this is something that you might want to look into as well, just importing ideas with this icon from either the blocks section, or even not the blocks, maybe even the whole page. Bring that in. Just search through free. Just make sure the ones that you're looking at are the free ones. So, and I also wanted to show you a couple of other things. So another important place on our website, I'm going to update this because I didn't do that yet, would be our contact page. So we'll work on the contact page now. If we go to the contact page, we'll click on that. I'm not in Elementor right now. I'm just viewing my site, basically. So if we do edit in Elementor, it's just taking a while to load. My internet's not so wonderful. But you can see it's basically kind of the common thing here. We can, click on things. We can change this text here. If I need to change these numbers, you can click here, change the numbers here. You can add items. We can change the emails. Click here, click on the little pencil, change the emails here. Delete them or add more. The business hours, obviously change them here. You can add items. I think you can change, you have a couple options for, layout. We can change this text. My form isn't showing up, but this is the short code for my form here. We can change our headline here if you want. One of those things you might not like is that typography. Maybe you want to make the transform normal so it has capitals in it. All of them are like that, so you'd have to go in and change them all to normal. So, and then here's the map. So if we click on the map, this little guy, we can zoom in a little bit. We can change the location, so I don't want it to be, I'll make it Havre. We'll see if this works. Havre, Montana. There we go. There's Havre. So we can zoom in on that if we want. Am I zooming out or zooming in? Okay, I'm zooming out. So we can actually zoom in more if we want. maybe that's a little too much, but anyway, you can change the zoom on it. We can change the height of this, you know, make it smaller or less. Right here. Could change some of the margins and paddings, those kinds of things. Change the, I don't know what this is actually, but those are some of the options within the map. You can also just X out if you don't want this map. I don't think I would want the map, honestly. Actually, if we go into Style, CSS filters, this is where you could change it from black and white to being colored. 100 is pretty much, you know, normal, and then if you want to make it really bright and colorful, you bump it up, you know, past 100. You can change the to different hues here if you want. Brightness and contrast are also, you know, changeable if you want. You just have to push update when you're done with that. Another thing I'll go into in more detail, it's just a little confusing right now because mine's not showing up at all, but if we go to the form and click on the little icon here, the pencil icon, this is actually a short code here. There's no way to edit our form in Elementor. It's actually made by a company called WP Forms. So WP Forms allows us to use their form in our Elementor page. That's basically what's going on right here. This is the short code for their form for the form. And if I wanted to add this in, I could copy this short code. So let's say I just want to move it. Maybe I want to move it here. So if I go in here and look for an element within Elementor called shortcode, this will allow me to put a shortcode in it, which will be the form shortcode. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. So maybe I want to put it here, and then I did copy that, so if I do Command V, I can actually put that same form, which is not really showing up in my browser, but I can put that same form somewhere else on my website if I want to. So just a little FYI, if I do Command Z, I can undo this, but just showing you that you can move your form around to whatever page you want. You can have the same form several places on your site. Maybe you want it in your footer too somewhere, or on another page. So you would just have to bring in the shortcode element here and drag it into your page in Elementor and then paste that shortcode into it, and you can have the form show up different areas of your page. I will actually kind of go into the dashboard area, and that is where really you can kind of customize your form a little bit. You can actually do it in Elementor. So I like to just go to preview changes and then click on and then go to dashboard to get into the dashboard. I do have a update here. That must be for Elementor. But anyway, if we go to WP Forms, there's a simple contact form here, and this is actually the shortcut code here. So I didn't actually have a shortcode in my site. If this is empty in here, if you're not seeing this, you may have to do add new, and then we can enter the form name. I'm just going to add a contact form 2 because I already have one, but you can just do create a simple contact form right here. They also have like blank, so you can start from blank. You can do a newsletter sign up form if you have a newsletter, possibly a suggestion form. There's also additional templates from Form Templates Pack add-on, or you can just create your own by using the blank form. But I'm just going to use this. And it's basically just going to create that really simple contact form. So first name, last name, if you want to delete these, you can. Email, form, and the message that they would send you. You can change the labels here. So if you click on these, we can change different things. You can make them required for the people to actually put their name in, the email, the message. All of these things are required on this particular form. There are some advanced options for each of these things that we click on. Mostly kind of layout options, medium, large, field sizes. You know, you might want to come in here and look around, but for the most part, what you get with the default contact form is pretty decent. If you want to go back to add fields, you know, you can add in paragraph text, multiple choice boxes, check boxes. I believe this might be a phone number. This is the name, which is right here, the email, which is over here, reCAPTCHA, which we're probably going to do later. I will show you that. That'll keep spam from filling out our form and sending us spam emails. So maybe I'll just kind of show you some basic things with this multiple choice. If we click on this, click to edit, here's the multiple choice. So we could say, you know, oops, sorry. And then, you know, maybe IT, sales, and or services. You can make it required, you know, if you want. So you just check that, and it'll put this little asterisk there, which tells the user, okay, I need to fill out this form. You know, if we go into advanced options, all of these might be a little different depending on what type of field you're putting in, but so I can change the column of this to 3 column, which takes up a little bit less space. So yeah, that is some basic options. You know, adding fields is over here, and then the field options might be here. And then some of these fancy fields we have to pay for, so it kind of just depends on what you're trying to do with your site. So if we want to save this, we can just go ahead and save. This is the one, contact form 2, that I just made. So it'll show all my contact forms. You might have more than one in your site, potentially. Make sure it's saved, and then X out to get out of here. This is the simple contact form. You know, if I want to edit that, I just click on it. It's very simple. Name, email, comment or message. Sorry, I kind of got out of there here. So if we go into settings after, you know, checking out the fields on the simple contact form, so the send to email address, so this notifications area, so you can go to general, you can see the form name, submit button text is submit, submit button processing text is sending, which is good. You want this checked, it should be by default. If we go to the notifications area within settings, we want these on. So send to email address, this is what the email address that this form will send to when the person fills it out. So I'm going to put my email address in there. Email subject, new entry, simple contact form. That's totally fine. Form name, if there's anything in here, just delete it. Go to show smart tags and then just put name in there. It'll look like a weird bit of code, but that's what we want. So just remember to delete this, show smart tags, and do name. And then from email, just delete what's in here, show smart tags, and we want it to be from the email of the person sending it off. They're going to add that in. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to delete this stuff that's in reply to, show smart tags, and then click on email. So it's actually going to be the same code on these 2 boxes. And then here in message, this is going to show us all fields, all the fields that were filled out in the form. So we want to save this. Go into confirmations just to show you this quickly. Confirmation type will get a message, and then the confirmation message will be, thanks for contacting us, we will be in touch with you shortly. So this is what they'll see after they fill out their form. You can change this if you want, but remember just to push save. And I'll continue with a few more things on the contact forms here in a minute.